Welcome to Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an insight look into sports, wellness, and into fitness. Well, this week, the spotlight on Logan High School football with two outstanding student athletes, Martell Owens, a senior, along with Avin Smith, a junior. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I'm inspired by the student athletes we have on the show, and you're going to find out a lot about these two, and you're going to enjoy this interview. Well, a look back at the 2021 season. You started out with a big win over Oakland Memorial, and you weren't picked to win that game out of the Big Rivers, but you played extremely well. Then 5 straight losses, and then 2 big wins, Toma and Holman. And Holman in a game that a lot of people thought Holman would win, but you set the record straight. Before losing the ARC, and I know how important that is, going back to being a student athlete myself, to Central 42-20. But let's just, starting with you, Martell, just sort of some takeaways from the season.
Really, I just thought like this year was going to be either really good or really bad for us if we just been focused. And I feel like a lot of the younger guys proved themselves this year. And we had a really young team, but they made sure that they did everything. They left everything out on the field. So it's no like second guessing those guys at all. And for our senior group, they're just a strong group. We've been through a lot this year and previous years. So we felt like it'd be a good year.
And you know what? Even though the record was not maybe what you hoped for, still, I mean, knowing all the athletes like I do, still a good group of athletes to be around.
Yes.
And you were one of the leaders, and certainly as a senior, a lot of people looked to you. Was that a difficult position for you?
Not too much, because I've had like guys, upperclassmen before me, they've showed me ways to be a leader, so it just felt like second nature this year, and just being more of a nicer guy on the team and not yelling at my younger guys and just being a leader and showing an example out of there. So if I mess up, I'll go make the next play, and I'll support them when they make good plays and big plays for us too.
Nicer guy, he says. So if I asked your teammates, like, who's the nicest guy on the team, would your name surface?
Maybe. So it might. But we have certain points I do turn into like the loud leader, but then
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Avin Smith, well, one of my favorites, and you know that. He played for me in middle school. What's your takeaway on the season?
I just really want to get better, and I've been working with the team, and like trying to get them all in the weight room. So I think we just needed.
Well, go back and revisit your game, though. You started out on defense, and then you transferred over and played a lot of offense.
Yeah.
But take your takeaways as you reflect back on the whole season.
I guess that I just starting off at defense and then going to offense was kind of weird, but like I just had to get used to it, and I had to get used to the plays, and I guess I should have known that stuff before actually going into the season.
So you weren't really ready. All of a sudden it was like Avin Smith defense, now he's on offense playing both, but it didn't take you long to figure out what was going on, because as I look at the stats, you had 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards, and playing running back late in the season.
Yeah.
What's favorite for you, playing on the defensive side or the offensive side?
I really play offense more, I think. It's just because, like, the defense, I feel like I have more pressure on me. And, like, I do DB, so I'm, like, always back. So I think I just run the ball, see how far I can get. That's why I like offense the most.
Good. Well, Martell Owens, 3-sport athlete, football, basketball, track and field. But let's go back to your football. You had 2 touchdowns in what I call the jumbo package, meaning we had that in my middle school team, and when I played, and UWL has it, called a heavy package or jumbo package, meaning the big strong guys are running backs, a chance to carry the ball like the refrigerator did years and years ago for the Chicago Bears. And then on defense, in on 61 tackles, and 16 of those for a loss. Now, I'm not privy to all the records in the MVC, but I'll bet you that that is on, not maybe at the top, but close. in terms of tackles for a loss. Impressive. Reflect on what you did on defense.
What I did on defense was basically like, I just took it one step at a time, just like seeing the linemen. I know they're calling doubles a lot, so I just thought like before I got in my stance of like what move I was gonna do, what I could do to get by and stuff like that.
Did you study those like down distance, predictability? Did you look in the backfield and kind of see if you could key on some certain things that they may do either in the running game or the passing game?
Yeah, watching a lot of film helped with that, and just like a lot of teams when I line up, they'd say something or something like that, like double or key.
Their lane calls.
Yeah, they'll say their stuff, so I kind of just took it for what it was and just tried to make the best of the plays that I possibly could.
What was your favorite move? I know a lot of people talk about gap integrity, and on defense, gap integrity plays in on both sides of the ball actually, but some people like the swim move, the spin, club and go, overpower. What were you best at?
I feel like my best move is probably the swim, because a lot of our linemen here, they know the move is coming because I like to do it, but I feel like with my speed, it's able to get by it. But I know like when I go down to college, I probably won't be able to get that move off like that.
You gotta have multiple moves.
Yeah, I know, but I like the bull rush too sometimes, and just like chop block too.
Yeah, well, you have the size for to be a bull rusher, like a lot of people we see on Saturdays and Sundays. Even junior, fullback, running back, a running back and defensive back, wide receiver, you played that too a little bit. And now you're getting ready for wrestling, and then track and field, three-sport athlete. Is that difficult to be a three-sport athlete plus do well in the classroom?
I don't know, I feel like it's just gotten easier now, like I'm used to it. Like, it doesn't really even like affect it. Like, I still get my homework done. I guess if I didn't do sports, I'd have a lot more time, but like, I don't know. And so doing like, it's just, I'm used to it.
But you have to be accountable in all aspects of your life. Plus, you have a part-time job, and you're a student first and an athlete second, like Martell is. But a lot of people maybe have difficulties prioritizing their time and not getting everything accomplished. You're pretty good with that, though.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good with it. Like, I still have great grades.
Let's pivot for a minute. You know, a lot of people will ask me about young kids and the problems they've had, maybe based on COVID, based on racial issues, which we know happened in 2020 and had an impact throughout the world. When I look at this community, and I want your reaction on this, and I look at Logan, it's not a perfect world. It's not a perfect community. It's not a perfect school. But yet, it's a microcosm of the world. But I don't see a lot of overt racial issues that I see when I read the news and watch TV. What's your thought on that, Martell?
How did you ask that question again?
Do you find, is this a comfortable place? Meaning,
Logan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They treat all of us like family, no matter skin color, the situation, or anything like that. Since I stepped in there my freshman year, I felt like it was just a family environment from the jump. Coaches showing me love, teachers showing love, students, they're all being nice. It was just like a family environment as soon as I stepped in the first day.
I find the same thing. I'll use the word accepting and not predetermining somebody based on their economic situation or their background or anything. I think that is certainly one of the things, my takeaway. How about you, Avin?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I did.
What's your takeaway of Logan in terms of how accepting they are and how the teachers treat students?
I love Logan. Like, I feel like I'm a part of the family, and I think they're doing really good because, like, I can see, like, the teachers are accepting with, like, other kids, like, kids change and stuff. So, like, and they're really good starting out this year, and just,
The racial issues around the world, though, and particularly around in this country, what's your thought on that, Martell?
I feel like it's times where like I don't like looking at that stuff because like I get down about it, but it's like change does need to be made, and everybody's trying to make their way into change, but we still have sides, and people still have their issues and stuff, but I feel like later on in the making we'll be able to move away from it and just be more of a like community.
Good answer. But be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change. Have you changed in the last few years, Avin?
I definitely have changed. I don't know, I feel like I used to be really quiet and stuff, so like I have changed. And
more confident?
Yeah, and I have changed.
Good, good. And you've matured and so on, and a lot of people have helped you along and supported you. Well, we're going to step aside for a commercial break. And then when we come back, more here on Seven Rivers Sports.
When you're faced with the decision of selecting a monument to honor someone dear to you, call Lewiston Monuments for a no-obligation consultation. Lewiston Monument is a full-service monument company, serving families in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin for over 4 generations. You'll find beautiful granite, marble, and bronze memorials, all at competitive prices. Their experts can help you design the perfect and unique memorial. Lewiston Monument. Call today or on the web at lewistonmonument.com.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
Well, back on Seven Rivers Sports with 2 inspiring young men, Martell Owens and Avin Smith. Avin, when they watch you play compete in wrestling, watch you play football, watch you compete on the track and field, you have young people, you have adults. What do you want them to see? What do you want them to take away by watching you compete?
I just want them to think like he's a good athlete and like he's like obviously pushing himself, but like I know they won't get to like actually know me. They'll just be able to watch me, but I hope they think like he's strong, he's like brave, and I get like a, I don't know, like a good built person.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you are though, Avin. So, what would if I asked your teammates in any sport to describe Avin Smith, what would they say?
I think they'd say I'm funny, like while we're practicing. I get stuff done, like I like to goof around stuff, but also that I'm a good, strong, you know, changeable person.
Hard worker. Will your teachers and coaches say the same?
Yeah, I do think my teachers and coaches would say the same.
Martell, what do you want? They watched you. Well, I watched you win the ARC last year in the sort of abbreviated season, and a lot of people didn't think the Rangers would beat the Riverhawks. I think were they Red Raiders last year and Riverhawks this year, but whatever. But anyway, you brought the ARC back to the north side. This year you lost the ARC, which I'm sure was disappointing. But they watch you compete. Young kids, what do you want them to think about Martell Owens?
I just want them to think like when we need a play to make it happen, I can be that guy to make it happen, just like a positive guy on the field, and just know like the work that I'm putting in off the field is transitioning to on the field, and that they can do it too, and watching just all of us play together, knowing that they can do it too for the whole Northside community.
Nice. In fact, you mentioned in your profile that you want people to notice that you are taking charge in the right way.
Yes. just being more of a leader and just being positive about everything. You know, sometimes you can get down on yourself, but most of the time it's just about being positive and being setting good examples for everyone that's watching you.
Avin's a junior, but you being a senior leader where a lot of people are looking up to you, and broadcasters and fans and students at Logan and students at the younger levels. And certainly by being an athlete, you are on a platform, whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. You're on a platform. People see you in the community. There's Martell Owens. I mean, All Tribune last year, All Conference in previous years, and I assume All Conference this year, although the release has not come out to the media, but I'm hopeful. And so you walk around and there's Martell. What do you want him to say?
I just want them to say that I'm a good person. I stay out of trouble and I have my head on straight, just doing what I need to do, because it's kind of easy just falling off the path. But I want them to know that I'm staying on my path and just doing what I need to do for myself and what I have goals to do for myself.
Nice. Avin, describe for our viewers a Logan student athlete. What is that?
A Logan student, I think how I look up to people, you mean how I look up to people I don't know, a hard worker definitely that just loves school and gets stuff done, gets their work done, has all A's, is nice, to everybody, and is just good on the field, does good on the field.
So in school, whether it's an athlete or not, you're in the hallways, you're in the commons, you're nice to everybody.
I think, yeah, I am nice to everybody. You
are, because I see it. So you're speaking to a group of students at the Northside School, 3rd, 4th, 5th graders, on advice. What are you going to say to them?
Advice for them? Probably, I regret not trying harder, I guess, over the past over high school and stuff, not trying harder, but not doing more. So I'd have say just go in the weight room more, just work out more and do stuff like that.
Teams are made in the season, but athletes are made in the off season. You're an example of that, Martell.
Yeah, I took the whole quarantine thing very much to heart. Worked out a lot, put myself in the right positions with camps and things like that. So I was just working because I knew if we weren't going to get the fall season, if some people weren't able to take that extra off season to get better, then they're missing out. And I just worked out my hardest.
Good advice right there. For all of us, family, your dad, your stepmom, they're behind you every step of the way.
Yes, and my mother and the rest of my family. I have a lot of family in Chicago that look out for me too.
Good, good. And the next step for you, before long, this chapter of your life is over. Avin's got another year, but this chapter is over, and you're going to Mankato, football and track and field?
Yes.
And did you have other choices?
Yeah, I had a few other choices around, in that conference, Southwest Minnesota State, Upper Iowa, Concordia, St. Paul, Winona, a few other schools.
Pretty nice to be in that situation, huh?
Yeah.
And you're going to be major in business and start a clothing line. When I think of clothing lines, I think of some celebrities that have developed clothing lines. Serena Williams, LeBron James, Stephen Curry have developed their own line of clothing. Dwayne Wade, David Beckham. You're going to be the next coming of some of those celebrities?
I surely hope so. I hope I put myself in the right position to make that happen, because that is a dream of mine, to hopefully get into clothing and things like that. So if I just take the right steps and take care of this opportunity I have at the next level to make sure that happens, I should be pretty set.
Is there anybody that you'd like to, have you studied how to get into the clothing industry?
Yeah, I have a friend back when I was in middle school in Chicago. He kind of is showing us all the way of him doing that stuff, and he has his own brand, and he's just making more stuff as it goes by.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I have no doubt that you'll be successful. Of course, I know your family too, Avin, and you're the baby.
Yeah.
And they're all behind Avin Smith. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I do think that my brother, he has helped me a lot. My brother's like my inspiration, like watching him do all that stuff in high school and get his records and do all that in track, it motivates me. That's my goal, is to beat his track records. So yeah, he definitely motivates me. My mom is my top supporter for sure though.
Good. I'm probably second then.
Yeah.
But so you're, and of course you're too young to kind of look at a career, perhaps, and you have lots of options, and you have lots of options in college in terms of playing sports or going somewhere. If this was your senior year and you were fast forwarding your life, like, here's what I'm going to do, what would you say?
I think I want to probably, like, I want to go into like business marketing and stuff, and like something with sports though, because I do like love watching sports and all that, so like doing something with sports would be amazing, or something with like kids too.
Maybe like take over the host of this show or something?
Maybe.
You know, all of us have people that have inspired us. This is interesting about you, Martell. You have indicated that he was on this show, by the way. You have indicated that Floyd Thomas has inspired you.
Mm-hmm. When I was a freshman, I just moved here. He took me under his wing and just showed me like everything I needed to do. And like, he didn't show me any bad examples about anything, and he showed me that I can do it too, because I had doubts when I was a freshman if I could possibly make it to the next level, and he didn't let me take a day off when I was freshman and sophomore before he left.
He's part of our family, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And we think highly of him, so I'm inspired that you chose him as somebody you inspired. Well, your leadership in the last couple of minutes, Martell, you talked about leading a group and guiding them in the right way. You're a leader. I find this interesting. Watching sunsets is something people don't know about Martell Owens. Now the world knows. But watching sunsets, Ralph Waldo Emerson, who you remember from English class, said that every sunset brings the promise of a new dawn. Sunsets are inspirational. Sunsets bring peace to your soul. Sunsets slow down the perception of life. Sunsets create reflection.
Yes.
Which one of those applies to you?
Reflection. I just take that time and just think, and like to myself, listen to some music, maybe with a friend or two, and just enjoy it, because it's a lot going on and life's moving really fast. So it's just something that relaxes me. It just sits me down.
Is there something people don't know about Avin Smith that would be like pretty revealing?
Not really. I mean, I feel like I'm like an open book, so I feel like everyone knows everything about me. I don't know. That's why I was thinking about that, and I don't know, like.
So, like, what are your hobbies when you're not studying or playing sports? I mean, is there something? There's got to be more to your life.
Being with friends, being around people. I mean, anything where I can be around people. Like, I don't like being alone, like sitting in my room doing nothing. So just anything where I can be out and doing something.
You crave a social life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but describe a friend. What is a friend?
I mean, a friend to me is just someone that's like there and like obviously like helps you and like gets you to do stuff like work out and stuff, and like doesn't do bad for you and like only wishes the best for you.
Yeah. I like this quote. Real friends are those that walk in the front door while others walk out the back door. You any friends like that?
No, not really. I mean, I feel like right now I'm in a friend group that's pretty like just close and stuff, and like I don't know. And I mean, I have other friends just like those like my close friends, and we're just I don't know.
I know disappointment as we close the show. I know you were disappointed not winning the ARC this year, Martell, and certainly your whole team, Avin. But when you look at your body of work and you look at what's ahead and you look at your health and you look at your community, you look at your school, you look at basketball and then track and field, and you look at all the things that you're blessed with, and that is the, looking at it from that standpoint, I would assume you're content, at least to this point in your life, Martell.
Yes, I just feel like I took that time and made sure that I got myself in the right position. So now it's kind of just staying on that same page, but not as stressful anymore. and just being myself, just taking it one day at a time.
You like yourself, Avin?
I do. I mean, there's some things that obviously I need to work on, just like being more motivated.
Sure. Well, you know, a lot of people don't like themselves, a lot of young people, and that's unfortunate, but you're an inspiration to all of our viewers, to me, and it's great to have for you to get out of school for an hour or so to be on our show this week. So, again, our guests this week from Logan High School, Martell, Owens, and Avin Smith. Thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be back with some closing thoughts along with clips from 2 games, postseason football, right after this.
With our busy lives, it's a comfort to know that we can still remember loved ones in a traditional way with a monument. Lewiston Monuments in Lewiston, Minnesota has been helping families purchase a monument for over 4 generations. You'll find a large selection of beautiful granite, marble, and bronze monuments, all at competitive prices. And they're a full-service company, so they also do straightening, cleaning, and repair of monuments. Stop in or call for a no-obligation consultation, or visit lewistonmonument.com for more information.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
Well, an exciting time of the year as several area teams have advanced to the football postseason. Let's start at Roger Herring Field, Division 5, first-round game, Spooner versus the undefeated Blue Gulls. For the first time all season, the Aquinas football team faced a first-quarter deficit. A turnover gave the ball to the Rails on the Blue Gold 40-yard line and, in short order, scored on a 2-yard run by senior Isaac Hopke. But the Blue Gulls responded, a Jackson Flotmeyer to Quinn Muskowski, and then a David Moline 2-point conversion, 8-6 Blue Gulls. Another Blue Gold TD in the first quarter, a 25-yard run by sophomore David Moline, and a 2-point conversion, Joe Penke to Ben Corsi. No scoring in the second, so we go to intermission, 16-6 Blue Gulls. 2 TDs in the third, a Joe Penke run and a 2-point conversion by Calvin Hargrove, and a short time later, Hargrove on a 4-yard run to close out the scoring. Jackson Flotmeyer, 157 yards and 1 TD. Calvin Hargrove, 64 yards and a TD. Isaac Hopkins, 109 yards and 1 TD, and our Spooner player of the game. Calvin Hargrove and Quinn Muskowski, Blue Gold players of the game. Spooner ends the season with a 5-5 record. The undefeated Blue Gulls move to round 2 and will host Stanley Boyd on Friday at 7 o'clock at Roger Herring Field. We'll be there to bring you that action. Final, Blue Gulls 30 and Spooner 6. Rick and Art were in West Salem for a Division 4 game, West Salem hosting Prescott. No scoring in the first quarter. In the second, C.J. McConkey on a 1-yard run, followed by a Noah LaFleur extra point kick. Prescott answered with an Aiden Russell spectacular 72-yard run and a 2-point conversion. 7-7 at half. It was all defense in the third quarter, so we moved to the fourth with high drama. With 8 minutes remaining, Noah LaFleur connects on a 21-yard field goal. Then Prescott went to work as Aiden Russell scored from 11 yards out. With time running out, a spectacular double pass. Quarterback Brent McConkey to Noah LaFleur, and then to a wide-open Andy Johnson, bringing the Panther fans to their feet. With 1 minute remaining, Luke Knoll stepped in front of an Aiden Russell pass and intercepted the pass to secure the Panther win. Players of the game, Panther senior Noah LaFleur and Prescott senior Aiden Russell, who finished his spectacular season with 1,500 yards and a record 10 touchdowns. Prescott ends their season with a 5-5 record. West Salem takes its 8-1 record to undefeated number 1 seed Northwestern for a 7 p.m. kickoff on Friday, and our crew will be there to bring you that action. Final from West Salem, the Panthers 17 and Prescott 14. Well, that does it this week here on Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping that you will have an active and a healthy week ahead.